Hey, Kennedy ISD, it's Gunnar Cantu, Communications Coordinator and former Tech Coordinator at Kennedy ISD. I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on how to convert static worksheets into editable ones. Static is anything you download from the internet that's not editable. As a parent, I'm noticing that my students are getting a lot of those from teachers at Kennedy ISD, both in elementary and secondary. And I'm just trying to make it easier for not only you guys, but for the student and parents who are going to be assisting kids. This is not just for this time being either. Like when we do go to face, it'd probably be beneficial to go ahead and continue using these methods, just so you don't have to double the work, do one set of instructions or worksheets for face to face and one set of worksheets for online. We can just do online and even have the face to face kids do them. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you an example of what I'm talking about. So I downloaded this simple math worksheet from the internet. This is elementary. I'm going to show you a quick demonstration for something for like algebra or geography also. You can apply the same method no matter what campus you're teaching at. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a Google form. Easiest way to get to there is through the waffle. You got to scroll down a little bit. Forms right here. It takes you to the Form Hub. You can also get to there by typing in forms.google.com. I'm going to click on blank, and I'm going to create a fake worksheet. So you always want to title your document first. Fake worksheet 1. And then click over here and it'll automatically name the document. So this gives it a title. This names the actual file. Once you do that, you're going to come over here and you notice that our first question is text-based. I can go on into detail about how each one of these is different, but for demonstration purposes and just for this tutorial, I'm just going to keep everything a short answer. Everything else is pretty much self-explanatory. These are the more advanced stuff down here. File upload is if you want some, like say an art teacher wants them to upload an actual art project, they can do that with that. We're going to keep everything short answer and or paragraph for now. So the first thing we did was we took a screenshot. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to open up my fake document. So this is a fake worksheet that I downloaded off the internet. Counting pennies. Write the total amount of the money that appears. Okay. So I'm going to copy that text. I'm going to bring it over here to my form. I'm going to paste it. Write the total amount of money that appears. All right. So how are the students going to know what that is? If you give them this worksheet, you're going to have much inconsistency on how the students respond or how they fill this out. This is uneditable, meaning that they cannot edit. I've seen a lot of teachers uploading these documents, scanned documents, and it's very difficult. Even if you are converting it to a Google slide, it's still very difficult for students to input the information you're asking of them. So the first thing is we have an image here. So that's not a text-based question. So how are we going to get that over to Google Forms? It's relatively easy. There is a snippet tool in Mac called Command-Shift-4. That's Command, Shift, and the number 4 at the same time, holding all three of those. It turns your cursor into this little crosshair device, and it allows you, once you start clicking, to select the items you want to snip. You hear a little camera snap, and basically it took a picture of that section. So I come over here, and I look at my first question, and over to the right, I have this image icon. So I'm going to click on that image icon. Usually, the screenshots will save to the desktop. Okay, so you look, I'm over here on my desktop. Make sure you're on your desktop, and you'll see the screenshot. It gets a little confusing, so if you're doing multiple screenshots, you might want to rename these files. But I know which one it is because it's the last modified document on here. So I'm going to select this image, and voila, it automatically inputs that there. So now I have the ability to show them what I'm asking through an image that I found off the internet and allow them to input the text here. So if I go over here to preview the little eyeball, you'll see what the students see. Write the total amount of money that appears. And the image is there, and it allows them to put their answer here. I'm just writing anything. Submit, and you're done. Just like that. The possibilities are endless with this. So, like I said, this is a demonstration using something that you would probably see in elementary. The possibilities are endless, and a lot of you guys download your worksheets off the internet. If it was algebra, you know, the amount of conversion I'd have to do to type all this out. I know there's more complex ones out there. It's pretty difficult. So I can do the same thing. Control Shift 4. Take a snippet of this. Bring it over here. Add a new question. That's multiple choice. Let's do the short answer. Same thing. Solve. Solve for X. Whatever. Image over here. I'm going to browse on my desktop. It's going to be pretty much the last screenshot. It's going to take a little bit of planning. It, like I said, if you're doing multiple screenshots, and you're probably going to have to rename a few of them prior to making your form. And voila, it's there. So once again, I'm going to preview it to show you what the kids see, and there you go, just like that. Okay, so let's say you have a document with a lot of text, and you're like, gosh, you know, I really have to type all that. Well, there is a trick, a hack, if you will, to getting this converted to a copy and pastable format. As you can see right now, this is an image. Like, I literally cannot select this text. This is what you call a static form. There is no editing capabilities whatsoever. It is a literal flattened image. So let's do something cool. Now this tip right here is going to change your life, I promise you. So what the internet provides is something called an OCR converter. An OCR, an optical character recognition tool, is a converter that sees text within a flat image and converts it to something editable. Word document, text document, Google Sheets, possibilities. I think there's about 7 or 8 different formats. So this text right here, I want to be able to copy and paste it to my form. So this is how you're going to do it. I usually Google OCR converter. This is my converter of choice, online, OCR.net. Now, keep in mind, this is a huge disclaimer. Do not be converting confidential documents. This gets stored on a cloud that we have no control over. So if you're doing worksheets, it's fine, but confidential documents, you're going to have to do it the hard way. So basically the same thing. My file is on my desktop. It's called atlas.jpg. I'm going to find it. Here it is. I hit select file. It uploads and it gives you some options. You want to keep it English, and you want to convert it to Word doc. I usually select plain. Oh, there's 3 options. I usually select plain text. I'll show you why in a little while, but you can convert it to a Word doc also if you want, and then convert it. So now the online scanner is basically scanning the image for text. And lo and behold, here is your downloadable text. Here's the title. So I come back over here to my worksheet. I can change it to Atlas Scavenger Hunt, just like that. First question. This is where having double monitors really works well. Convert this over here to a side window. Come over here to my worksheet. Add a question. So here's my question I added. And I can come over here and literally copy. What is the name of the river that runs through London? Copy question 1. Add it here. You can make it multiple choice or short answer. If it's more than 2 sentences you're expecting back, then make it a long answer. Number 2, Budapest is the capital of which country? Copy and paste that. Come over here. And bada bing, bada boom. I just literally converted, add a new question, a static image into an editable form. Now, getting into the advanced stuff. I want to make this into a quiz. where it grades itself. See, that's the key right there. Come over here to settings. It's that little gear icon, and I'm going to change it. It's also very, very important that you should collect email addresses so that students aren't sending the test or quizzes or works to somebody else on a different computer. Collecting email addresses limits it to the person's login while they're taking that test. Restrict to Kennedy ISD and trusted organizations, limit to one response. Now, if it's a worksheet that you want them to give them the ability to go back and change an answer, you don't have to check that. But if it's a quiz and it's graded, limit it to one response. They can edit after submission if you want them to go ahead be able to fix that. Fix the ones they got wrong. But for now, we're going to change this into a quiz, make this a quiz just like that. You can turn it on lock mode, which basically locks the browser. It does not let them open other windows so that they can Google the answers. It's not necessary, but if it's a real quiz, that's something you may want to think about. And then if you want the system to grade, you can put in the enter key, and I'll show you that right now. So we converted this worksheet into a quiz by going here to the gear quizzes to make this a quiz. And now we want to be able to have the system automatically grade itself. So the first question is, what is the name of the river that runs through London? Okay, so we mark this as a short answer question, meaning that the student will have to type in their response. This is a little difficult when the system tries to scan it, but it's possible. When you get into long answers or paragraph answers, you're playing with fire on how the system can grade it. But for now, the short answer, we want to click on Answer key, and then we put our correct answer here, River Thames. Okay, and you can put Thames River in case they accidentally type that. And then you could list to mark all other answers incorrect. Now, if I don't check that, anything they put in there, you're going to give them points for effort. But if I want those two specific answers, I'm going to check that. Mark other answers incorrect. Now, it's a pointing system, so there's 5 questions. So each question is going to be worth 20 points. And I'm done there. So now we're going to preview it. So when a student answers, what is the name of we're previewing it. What is the name of the river that runs through London? When they submit, they can view their score. And I got that correct. If it was incorrect, it would show the incorrect answer, and I would get 0 points for that. Same thing with this, option 1. This is a multiple choice. Add another option, add another option. So let's say that the option 2 is the correct one. Answer key, I'm going to say that answer 2 is my correct one, worth 20 points. And I'm done. Now, if I did that to every single one of these, the system would grade itself when it was done. That's pretty much it on converting a static form. I hope this helped you guys. I know we're all learning this as we go, but if we start doing this now, I promise you, if we do have to go back to full virtual anytime, the transition will be seamless as long as we're doing things like this. We got to keep in mind that a lot of students don't have technical parents. My kids fortunately do, and I'm still seeing issues on how they're expected to respond to some of these documents that are being sent to them. So I know that other parents and possibly grandparents and the students themselves are having issues. So if you have any questions on things like that, feel free to reach out to me. I know Mr. Warzekwa and James Douglas and a few other people in secondary also have some Google certification. We're here to help. Appreciate your time. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.